they did have the John Oliver episode where he interviewed Monica Lewinsky. Immediately afterwards, we watched an episode of Friends where Monica has almost similar makeup, and I realize I'm insanely attracted to dark hair and way too much lipstick.
Oh.
Good.
Right.
Good. Glad we.
Let's go to Funhaus.
Welcome to Funhaus, everybody. This week's episode is sponsored by Hims, so thanks, Hims, for bringing us here this week. I've got Alana Pierce.
Say hi, Alana.
Hi. Bruce Green.
Hello.
Adam Kovic.
Tell me what to do, Daddy.
Say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
I'm Daniel Schneider. Welcome to Funhaus. So today there was some breaking news. The epic conclusion of the most important film franchise in all time. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter announced that Bill and Ted 3 is going to start shooting this summer.
Please tell me we're not starting the show with this.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
One of those things has not aged like the other.
No, Alex looks kind of bad.
Man, Keanu Reeves looks great compared to us.
He looks so cool.
Man, so this movie went through all sorts of production hell, right?
Yeah, I think they've been trying to make it forever.
They've been trying to make it 3 different times.
Is that the Hollywood Bowl they're at?
It is.
Yeah.
Why are they there?
Because they're probably doing a musical thing. One of Keanu's 9 bands that he's in. He's going to build a motorcycle and
What is going on?
give all
Also,
his
when
money
did they
away.
film this? It's been
2 days.
rainy in LA for so long.
It was really nice last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they shot it last week.
People click this for the Avengers.
I know. I was
Yeah.
just.
Well, what about George Carlin?
You think they'll bring him back?
they better.
They'll carry Fisher's
Yeah.
ass.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, man. Anyway, Avengers looks cool.
But yeah, I think we're here to talk about Avengers because they released a trailer last week, and I think people are hype. I was actually really excited because this trailer didn't show too much.
Yeah, I like that too.
I mean, it's largely just a cut of things from other films
It is.
put in black and
Which
white.
I
right.
appreciate.
I like it.
I do appreciate that as well. I'm glad they're not showing us because they know everyone and their mother's going to see this film.
The thing is, they can't. What can they show us that wouldn't make us like, oh, that's what that
Speculate.
happens?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm already hype. I'm already going to go see it. They don't
Yeah.
have to convince me with cool Captain America shot. or
If
anything.
there's a shot of Thanos and he goes, I will bring everyone back, but first you have to beat me
Whoa!
at the Avengers version of chess.
That's a good line, Adam. Wow.
And then they go the next hour, and then they look at the next hour and a half of this movie will be them playing chess in real time,
I love it.
with every once in a while someone kind of in their seat shifting a little uncomfortably, and
Why
then
didn't they do that?
Some Hawkeye goes for a drink real quick, and they're like, Thanos where are you going? And he comes back.
That's exciting.
That's the only way. One of 2 ways.
Guys, this is going to be a 3-hour film. I hope
Yeah.
you guys are all ready.
Is that true?
It is a 3-hour
is.
movie. They've established that, and the Russo brothers are like, we wish it were longer. And I said, me too.
I have no problem with it being 3 hours long. I'm completely okay with that because you have to wrap up 10 years of movies.
And then also set up the next phase.
The next
I don't want
10
that.
years.
They're
yeah.
going to do it.
Do you think they're going to spend time on this movie setting up the next?
They are.
You don't think Mr. Fantastic's just going to walk out of a portal at the end and it cuts?
You just see
Help us!
Yeah, you see a stretchy arm come out, and then the Thing's rock hard cock just hit the floor.
I think
It's a new age, Dan.
here are all my
We're putting rock cock in it.
here are all my predictions. Number 1, there's going to be something from Fox in it. So whether or not it's an X-Men or whatever,
Okay.
it's going to be something. I could be wrong, but I hope it happens. Number 2, it's going to set up Phase 4. So they have to give you a tease to the next movie. Otherwise, why would you watch, right? If
Well, it's the end of everything else is what you would watch.
I know. Well, again, why would you watch the next movie? Is what I'm
No.
saying. So, if for
Yeah.
example they make I don't know.
I'm planning to quit.
Oh, you stopping?
I'm planning to. I know
Okay,
it's not
sure.
going to
All
work.
right.
That's what
I'm
every
planning to
heroin
quit
junkie
Marvel
says.
movies.
You're
I
quitting
didn't
Marvel
watch
movies?
Ant-Man and the Wasp. The formula is so similar for me that
It is,
I
yeah.
just if I can watch 1 or 2 of you, I would feel better than watching all of them.
I get that. That makes sense.
This does feel like it has to have some sort of impact, or it has to have some meaning. Otherwise, there's no point. And I'm kind of with Alana there, where it's I kind of want this just to be the end.
Yeah.
Even though it's fun to, it's like the Halo 3 thing, right? It all builds
Yeah.
up. Halo 3, and you're like, it's building up to the end,
Yeah.
man. And then
And it's an event. It's a cultural event.
Yeah.
Halo 3 felt like that too, and this
then-
feels like a thing that everyone is on board for. That
Yeah.
is just very exciting.
it's fun to pretend that this is the end.
Well, at
we all
the-
know it's not.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, it'll be an after credit sequence. It won't be in the movie, I don't think. I would be very surprised if they put it in the movie teasing Phase 4, because it should be like Return of the Jedi, where Return of the Jedi ends and they're all like this in
Yeah.
a
There's
forest.
a party with little
Da,
bears.
da, da, and then it
They're
ends.
drumming on corpses. It's a beautiful scene.
It's a great ending because it just ends. It stops. So hopefully that happens with this movie. And then the after credit sequence is like, oh no, Miss Fantastic, Sue Storm, what are you doing here?
Actually, I think the Fantastic Four would make sense because that's kind of the genesis of the Marvel universe in
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah,
They were kind of the beginning of that. So
well,
it
that,
makes
the thought
sense
is this movie's going to hit a giant reset button, which
Yeah.
comics always do whenever you want to make things relevant again or get people excited. And that's sort of the idea, right? Spoiler. Thanos snaps his fingers and kills half the universe. So either all those people are actually dead or they're inside of a soul stone.
Or somewhere else.
Or they're going to use the quantum realm, go back in time.
That's what I think is going to happen. And I've had this theory that this trailer, I feel like, kind of reaffirms what's her name? Black Widow has blonde hair and red hair.
Yes.
There are two different versions of her. They've now done the same with Hawkeye, where they changed his haircut. There's the version of Captain America where he's got the beard and the longer hair and the shorter hair. I feel like we're seeing these two different versions of these characters so we can differentiate the modern day and the past tense versions of
I
them.
think you're
Oh,
right.
man.
And that's why if Hawkeye got that haircut, that's because that's modern Hawkeye. Old Hawkeye will look the way old Hawkeye looked.
Bingo.
I like new Hawkeye, personally.
You like Ronin?
Yeah, new
Just like
Hawkeye
the
is
stupid
I feel like
haircut.
it suits him.
He's cooler. He's darker.
I'm curious what the timeline is like from whatever Infinity War 2 Endgame. How much time has actually passed, if any?
I think I read, be wrong, but I think I read that it was right after.
Yeah, I thought it was
It
immediate.
literally picks up immediately after.
Okay,
That'd be
so
good.
so they're all like still
So Captain
digging
America
through the
stands
ashes of
up.
their
Crying.
friends. Yeah,
You think they're collecting them up in jars?
yeah. Maybe they're like, we'll bring them back.
glue them back
And
together.
they come back as weird freak creatures. But then there's that shot at the end of the new trailer, and like I kind of wish I didn't see that, even though hey Google, I love you, but fuck you. Stop trying to spoil everything for me in my news feed.
Yeah.
Bruce and I get this because we have the Pixel phones.
Yeah.
If you just search a term or even look at it with your human eyeballs, if you have a Google phone, it basically like, oh, I heard you like that. I'm going to just keep sending you this. And so every morning it's like, new extreme Endgame spoiler. I'm like, please stop.
Yeah.
Don't want
Oh,
it.
yikes.
Don't want it. So you have to keep saying, I don't want this. And
Some articles will put it in the title. And
Yeah.
you're like, no.
It was a real problem at IGN for our community managers. They would always have every movie spoiled for them because people would leave spoilers in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Like every game, every movie,
Don't
always
do
be spoiled.
that.
It was really awful.
Don't
Like
do
they'd be
that.
sad and you'd be like, was it a Star Wars spoiler? They'd be like, yeah.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
and there's really nothing I guess they could do that would really surprise you. Even the way they did Infinity War, I was sort of like, are they gonna do it? They did it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was one of the options. It was either he's gonna snap or they're not gonna snap.
Yeah.
And he snapped, and I was like, cool. They did the cooler thing. I thought that was great. Instead of stopping him at the end, like it was fun to pretend, right? When they're about to
Yeah.
get the glove
Yeah.
off, and you're like,
It was.
what? But what if
They're gonna beat him.
They're gonna beat him.
Yeah.
The thing with Thanos is he's so strong that if they hadn't done that, it would have just been disappointing to everyone.
That's true.
He was supposed to be able to wipe out like 50% of the Earth. He like submerged most countries underwater. He
What?
killed lots of people in the comics.
In the
He,
comics?
like just
Oh, okay.
He
destroyed
had a
everything.
helicopter. That's all I remember.
He did have a
When they first introduced him, he had a helicopter that literally said Thanos on the side.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're thinking that this is an alternate timeline
I
where
think
she's not
my
blonde and he's
only-
got cool hair?
That's my only reason for
you're
having
right.
that theory is that we've seen two different versions of them, and with her specifically, why does she have blonde hair and red hair? Marketing execs would be like, we need to have consistency. Why would you have her have two different hair colors? That doesn't make sense. I think that is so that we, as we're watching, you can see the two different timelines.
Was she blonde or redheaded in Infinity War?
She was blonde.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh, sneeze it.
It's that one where it won't come.
I think she
come
was
out.
at least.
I
Which makes
I
me
think
think
you're
the blonde version
exactly
is
right.
the modern version of her. The redhead is the old version.
And I think
don't know.
I'll even go further with Alana's theory that the mohawk and the red hair is the darker timeline where everybody's dead. And I think the other timeline is the one where they're figuring things out, where they're figuring out how to stop it. That's what I think. Well,
Well, because there's the shot at the end
Yeah,
where
we
they're
could
all
get two timelines.
wearing super suits.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what do
red
their hair look
suits.
like there? He's got the shaved hair.
That's
Yeah.
so this is like where they're going into the quantum realm to save. Sorry, spoilers, everybody. I don't know that they're doing this.
Maybe it's
Right.
speculation.
It can't be a spoiler if you're wrong.
That's true, but I don't want to. I don't even want to. Like, I feel like theories are spoilers at this point. But
suppose.
regardless, they go into the quantum realm, and this is how they save. They save the universe, I guess it is.
But is the quantum realm like time travel of some kind?
I don't know.
Probably do multiverse theory.
That's what
My guess is because they sort of opened that up a little bit with Doctor Strange when he was saying like I looked at all the different outcomes. Did he actually go to those different outcomes? Is he looking at it? Is there only one reality, or are we talking? Is it the multiverse theory where every choice anyone makes breaks off into a million different, possibilities,
Strange
and
is gone,
those all
right?
exist?
Strange as dust.
Yeah, he died.
Dust.
Yeah.
So all
but he knew he had to die.
The one thing that's slightly spoilish about this trailer is that it reveals that Tony and Nebula make it back to Earth
yeah.
Yeah, that's
possibly.
true.
in some timeline, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah, hanging
I'm
out
a
in
little bit mad at you for pointing that out.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have noticed, Dan.
I
Fuck.
read that. Dan is right, but I wonder if other people even noticed.
What are the suits? Are these like spacesuits?
Quantum
I
realm.
think
Quantum
so.
suits?
I think
I-
that there's probably some kind of suits that'll.
Time suits?
I think it's made of the same material that Ant-Man's suit is made out of. How he made those, I don't know,
You're
because
exactly right.
Spoiler again. Jesus, I guess don't watch this.
I know.
At the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm sure you already know that, Alana. what
I didn't
happens.
see it, but
Okay.
tell me. It's fine.
It's the part that connects to Infinity War because Ant-Man and the Wasp came out afterwards, and so it's one new character that they introduce, and then Wasp and her dad, and then Scott, all just sort of like Scott Lang, like, we're gonna do this cool experiment in the back of a truck, and he goes into the quantum realm to like try something out, and then he's like, guys, where are you? And you see them all turn to dust.
They all die.
So he's stuck in the quantum
stuck
realm.
there.
Oh,
But then when you see him in the very first trailer, it's like, well,
well, he
One-
got out.
once again, it's fun to pretend. Oh, I wonder if he gets out or not. Yes, he gets out. Otherwise, he's a waste of an actor.
But people are saying, spoiler, that he gets out of the quantum realm in a different time entirely. So he comes back.
That's
Oh.
that footage of him
Yep.
that they're looking at in that
Yep.
other trailer.
Like
Interesting.
he comes out like in the 80s. People are saying the 70s or 80s because his van is old and like there are other older things in that frame. Spoiler.
Interesting.
Sorry.
I mean, I love time travel movies. Like movies that mess with time are super fun, and it's hard to do right. But they've been building on this forever. If that's what we're getting, it's like literally different timelines playing out in one movie. I'm down for that.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of what I guess they have to do. Like I said, they've done this with comic books a million times. In the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, Dan, you probably know this better than I do if you've read it recently.
I haven't.
If I recall, the way that whole thing worked was Thanos snaps his fingers, everyone raptures or whatever, and almost almost immediately they undo it and they go, "Just kidding, fixed."
Oh.
And they
Well,
go,
doesn't
"Okay." They didn't. Oh yeah.
Nebula grabs the gauntlet, I think. There's so many characters in the comic book that don't even exist in the MCU that
Right.
that story doesn't make sense
Yeah, because
anymore,
like
honestly.
Wolverine's there fighting too at some point, which is like, what the fuck were you gonna do, dude? You got claws. I don't know what you could make happen there. But then, yeah, Thanos makes like a girlfriend version of himself, and then he starts kissing her, and then
Skull lady with big boobs, right?
yeah, and then he's like,
Oh yeah, but then Deadpool steals her. Deadpool ends up dating her. Yeah,
Comics are dumb.
Yeah.
that's a whole
Yes, they are.
that's a whole different thing. That's the
it's death, right?
Yeah, that was the line they started with in the first Avengers is back in 2012, and then they abandoned that idea when they do the whole thing where they're like, oh, to fight Earth is to court death, and he's like, I love death, because in the comic
I've
it's
got a boner for that.
yeah, Thanos actually he's in love with the personification of death. I thought they made him a much more rounded out character in the Infinity War, where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, he was actually kind of a good guy, or you could see how he's a good guy, or
It was
how
justified.
It's
at least,
justified,
to
yeah.
his
he
own
sees himself
mind.
as a good guy. Yeah, he's that frustrated savior, and his confirmation bias was, or his bias was confirmed when his his homeland or whatever, home planet Titan killed itself.
Yeah.
How that happened, we don't know.
So do you think they go and get on some sort of spaceship and fly to Thanos' farm planet?
The Thanos copter.
Well,
I
he
feel like,
might have that there.
I feel like no. I feel like a lot of this is going to take place on Earth.
You
They're gonna try and have them more
focused
together.
on getting everyone back
Yeah.
than revenge?
I don't know what that is, though. I mean, all we actually know is there is one timeline where they succeed, because that's what Strange figured out, right? And he'd seen however many million, and
It
one
is.
worked.
And that timeline was where
And
he
that's
dies.
what we're going to get. And
Yep.
he knew he had to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to do. We don't know what it's going to look like, but I don't know that this is going to involve that much space travel. Quantum travel, sure.
So I read some pseudo possible spoilers. I'm not going to mention them.
Spoiler.
No, I don't want to say them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
no.
like they showed characters that I didn't think would be in it, and it was
Oh.
like,
X-Men?
no.
Fantastic Four.
Next
No,
one.
I don't want to say this up in case.
Deadpool.
I believe.
Deadpool would be wrong. That wouldn't really work out. Even actually, we could switch gears a little bit because we're just like keep getting on the verge of spoiling things that people want to see. Ryan
Again, they
Reynolds-
can't be spoilers if we're wrong.
It's true.
This one, it feels right.
Uh-oh.
And that's the thing. I was like, I don't want.
Well, now you've
that.
hyped it up too much, so you can't.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
no,
don't
it's
say
fine. But no, they're saying the next Deadpool movie would actually be an X-Force movie, which that's exciting. He's self-aware enough to know that they shouldn't do another Deadpool movie because you kind of had two movies that were very similar back to back.
I actually didn't see two.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. It's fun. It's got almost a cameo. I don't know.
Who?
Big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Big dude was fun.
Yeah, why not?
You should watch it, Alana.
Like Colossus is in it, right?
What's that?
Colossus is in it.
Colossus definitely.
yeah.
He was in the first one, too. So.
There's a bigger dude.
So these first 22 films are now called the Infinity Saga.
Wow.
That's big news.
According to his
I
Dan
mean,
Schneider.
it's-
Kevin Feige, the guy in charge of all of it.
When you try to go
Feige?
through the list of movies and figure out where each stone was at each point in time, it gets so confusing.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
it actually there is a timeline of like, okay, well, this person had this stone until it showed up here. That was in all of these goddamn movies. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's all Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in my opinion, he's a genius. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He really is a genius because he engineered all these films and has made them everyone successful.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Yeah, you're right.
anybody's ever done
Literally
that.
all of them.
Well, he's
were
also
successful.
trying to do it back in the 90s. And like everyone's like, shut up,
Yeah.
Kevin.
I know.
Get my
Wu-Tang
coffee.
did it first.
Well, he used to be the guy they brought around on like X-Men movies because he was such a comic book nerd. He had all of it in his head, and he
Yeah.
would correct people.
Yeah.
And they're like,
and then
oh,
Hugh
we'll just keep
Jackman
him
would
around.
slap him.
That's
Keep
Hulk.
it down. What?
That's Hulk?
I thought it was
Thanos.
Thanos.
No, it's Thanos.
You think
He's on
that's
his farm.
Oh, you're right. He just took his suit off and then he's walking
Yeah,
through.
but
Because so the gauntlet's busted,
Yep.
right? So he can't unsnap.
that's
But it's also melded to his
Yeah,
hand.
I think you're right.
Is
That is
it?
him.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
everybody said.
Yeah,
But the
but he can't use it.
No.
They're gonna have to chop
did
it
the
off his
stones
hand.
all break?
Might.
so it's
I
confusing.
don't know.
It's confusing because the gauntlet seemed to break, but he still used it
Bless
one
you.
last time to remember he got the axe in his chest, and he was like
Oh, then he used it to pour it out?
he poured it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's like, was that the last of its juice? I don't know.
What did he pour out?
He ported.
ported.
Teleported.
Oh, ported.
Teleported,
Okay.
yeah.
Which, I mean, once again, would have made more sense if he ran off, got in the Thanos copter, and went back to his planet.
Flying through space. And
while Thor's chasing him like with his fists, like throwing rocks at him, trying to stop him. Just saying, would have been a better ending. Thinks he's such a cool nerd, Kevin Feige. Can't put in a Thanos copter.
Any other prediction?
Hold on, Dan. I see a really good question you've written there.
What's that?
Character deaths.
Yeah, so I think both. Chris, spoilers. I guess we've been saying that 30 times. If you don't want to be spoiled, maybe
You should just put a disclaimer at the start of this video.
Yeah.
It's like we will talk about stuff that gets into spoiler
Just call
territory.
the episode spoilers.
most people I've talked to actually watch this show and don't care about spoilers.
Oh, good.
But I'm
Oh,
sure
really?
there's some people out there that get angry about it. But anyway, months ago, Chris Evans tweeted about the end of him playing Captain America.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess, common knowledge that his contract is up. But so is Tony Stark's. What the hell?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ.
So a lot of those contracts are up. A lot of the main heroes, which are supposed to be the focus of the Endgame, kind of the original Avengers, a lot of their contracts are expiring or up for option. So
Their only weakness:
is a business contract with Disney.
negotiations.
So yeah, some people would assume that means that those characters are going to either die or retire and pass the torch on to someone new.
Now, here's the question though: did Chris Evans say this is the end of?
No.
Did he say this is the end of Captain America, or did he say this is the end of Steve Rogers?
He said it's the end of his, like, basically his journey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I read that very carefully.
It was a tweet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
was.
you can word things in a certain way where you're basically saying like, well, his stint as Captain America ends, he passes the mantle, and
And we also can't pretend that tweet wasn't approved by execs in advance.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, it was one of those things where I know he tweeted it the last day on set, but I'm sure he cleared it through the
Absolutely.
Russos and was like,
Yeah.
is this cool?
For sure. And
Yeah.
they might have even told him to rephrase things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
read the tweet specifically,
Yeah.
or sorry, verbatim.
Officially wrapped on Avengers 4, it was an emotional day to say the least. Playing this role over the last 8 years has been an honor. To everyone in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the audience, thank you for the memories. Eternally grateful.
It doesn't say anything.
No,
It just implies.
That's safe.
And
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, I forget where I was predicting this before. Maybe it was off camera. I don't know. It might have been another podcast.
No, that was we were at lunch.
Oh, that'll go good. All right. Okay. I don't think Captain America will die. I think Iron Man will die. Whether or not somebody else picks up his mantle, I don't really care. It's more of whether or not Tony Stark will die. Mm-hmm. So I think Tony Stark will die. I don't think Chris Evans will.
The thing with Tony Stark is that they've already established that Iron Man can function without him. And
Yes.
They put time into establishing that.
Yes.
They completely function without him. But he's also probably the most popular character.
Well, he's the center of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. He started it.
He
He's
started
also like makes a ton of cameos. He really brought Spider-Man into it.
Yep.
Like I feel like I don't feel like he's going to die just because he's so important that losing him might make people care less.
It's interesting that you say that because, like, for me, if you're the Russo brothers, you write the most emotional character to die.
True.
Because then you get the biggest response. But I think maybe you might be like, I don't know. I go back and forth on this whether or not Captain America will die. I don't think both of them will die. By the way,
No?
I do not think both of them.
No,
will
I
die.
don't either.
I think one of
One or
them
the
will
other.
survive. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
see
going to say
there-
I think Cap will die.
Yeah, I do. I think there's got to be some huge passing of the torch to happen.
Yeah.
Does anyone
And-
have any character development left that they have to do? Like, is there a character that's like, I need to die?
Oh, I was gonna say Captain Marvel needs to start character development. That's true.
Yep.
And then we can start talking 8 years from now.
So that's the other reason that I think Cap might die is Feige, however you say his name, did at one point say that Captain Marvel was going to take over leading
Yeah,
the
the
universe in the
Avengers.
future.
Oh boy,
And the two leaders that exist now are Cap and Iron Man.
might as well get like an old sandwich with some personality. 'cause-
Ooh, man,
Boom.
burning her up.
Well,
I mean,
they did
she's,
say
she's
something
just
like,
so boring.
I mean, she is really boring.
Yeah.
They did say something about her being very similar to him
to who?
in role to Cap,
To Cap, yeah.
which
He actually
Sure.
believes in things.
yeah, that's his whole thing
So
actually.
she went to save the fucking
She punched
Skrulls.
the old lady in the face
Yeah.
Cares
based
about the
on a
Skrulls, you
hunch.
guys.
Tell me one thing she believes in.
She went to go save people.
Truth and justice.
She believes in the
That's
fact
Superman.
that she needs to save
One
people.
thing, I'm just saying, off the top of your head, what's the one thing where she goes, I have to make this choice because I believe in this thing.
That's what it
She
was.
stands up.
No, guys, stop making the joke. She left. She left Earth. That's what it was. She left Earth to go help the Skrulls. that was her conviction. Come on.
That is true. She did
What
help a
movie did you
race who
watch?
was someone that was trying to be genocided.
Yes. She wanted to stop the genocide.
I don't know. She left in the same way Poochie left The Simpsons.
Oh.
She's like,
Zip, zip,
I'm
zip.
off to my own. I have to go to my own planet now. Call me if you ever need me, because I'm not in the movies that take place after this. So goodbye.
I'm not saying it was well done. By the way.
I'm saying she left because she had this overwhelming power controlling her called a script. That's it. That's it. And then Captain Marvel leaves
Yeah.
to come back in another movie.
No, you're right.
I'm saying,
It wasn't well done.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, these movies they're very much popcorn films, or they're not what you call like high class cinema or whatever. But at the very least, Captain America is a well-rounded character.
We've had 12 movies.
I know. And
That's
I mean,
true.
he went from being
Like
kind
7.
I will make the argument that yes, they are like popcorn films and that they are literally pop culture. I think what they've done is incredible. I think the
Yeah,
fact
I
that we're
agree.
sitting here analyzing a trailer based on nothing and everyone is doing it. Everyone, millions of people are having the same conversation based on this nerdy shit that started in comic books that people made fun of me for reading when I was a kid is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that they've done this.
I agree.
Can we guess a little something else? At the end of Infinity War, Hulk is on Earth, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not walking with this group
Nope.
here through the end.
So
with spacesuits.
They're keeping him hidden.
Well,
I mean,
because
not
I-
that that's the final shot because they changed this before.
I mean, we don't see everyone in this shot though anyway, right? Because the thing is, my guess is he's at the back and he's actually Hulk.
people are also saying that they're trying to mislead us with this trailer. They're saying that these are not always shots from the movies.
Oh
just
no,
like
they do
did with
that. They
Infinity
lie about
War.
that a lot. Yeah.
So like they could be trying
Hulk
to
is in the Infinity War trailer, but he's not in the movie.
correct. Yeah, that's right. He's not running with him
Yeah.
in Hulk.
The
It's
first
also
10
just
minutes.
that when you see Hulk, you know that means combat, right? If you see Hulk, you're like, oh, they're in a fight. So by showing Hulk, you're like, a fight has happened. Nothing in this trailer shows a fight ever.
Right. And he's got to get his mojo back somehow.
Yeah, they
He's
did
got some erectile
that,
dysfunction.
that was actually the thing in Infinity War. I don't think anyone saw coming was because you see Hulk running in the end, and then in the very beginning, he gets basically castrated
Yeah.
in a fight, and then you're like, the whole movie, you're like, oh, well, he's gonna come
Yeah,
back.
when's he gonna fight?
And then
Never does.
It was still an odd choice because the idea is Hulk's supposed to get stronger the more that you hurt him, right?
Or the angrier he gets.
Well, but he had
it?
stayed Hulk for so long in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's true.
it is entirely unclear what his powers are.
I can
Strength.
He's a mystery.
I'll predict
Yeah.
it.
a
Hulk is the
large green
strongest.
mystery.
I'll predict it. Somebody asked about character development. There's still character development left for Black Widow and Hulk.
I agree. Yeah.
And Hulk's gonna have sex with her.
Okay.
There's already a gift
And
that
then
exists.
That's how he
His
gets his
powers.
mojo?
Yep.
Yeah.
But he gets Hulk powers from being mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Because that pussy's so good.
I was gonna say, yeah. When I get a boner, I get angry.
What? You ever have like angry sex? Like when you have a big fight and then you make up?
Personal question.
Yeah.
It's getting a little creepy with the Hulk and transforming mid-sex.
I don't think they'll do a sex
They'll show
thing.
I'm not going to do a
penetration.
sex scene, guys. I'm just saying, like, it'll be implied. Regardless.
They do have character development. I feel like Cap dying for everyone makes a lot of sense.
Vision and Wanda.
Everyone loves the Scarlet Witch.
They're dead right now, right? Yeah.
They need something, though, probably.
They can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
They already said Scarlet Witch is getting her own show. Loki's
show.
getting a show.
Oh, that's right.
They're getting these like Disney streaming
Plus.
shows. So
They'd even bring Loki back?
Yeah,
you could always do a
yes.
prequel. There's enough.
I feel like
going
we've had so much Loki.
Yeah.
So
He had to get out.
If Cap doesn't die,
Okay.
he still has to give up Captain America.
That's right.
Who's it going to be?
It could
Is
be
it gonna
some.
be Bucky?
It could be Bucky.
Yeah,
Black
probably.
Panther?
Who?
Falcon?
No, it could be a new kid. Guys, Phase 4. Keep forgetting about Phase 4.
I don't know what that means.
Phase 4 is the next 15 Marvel movies that they're going to make. I know.
Right? That's why I'm like, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Well, if they're good.
Just give me like 5 years. Just give me a break. I like
can't.
that you laughed. There's no fucking way.
We're
It's
on-
like
Just
one or
can
two
we just
movies
have
a year.
We're on the
It's not
break.
that much.
We're on the Marvel
It's just
train.
that
It
the
ain't
formula
stopping.
is so similar.
Well, they can't keep doing. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say they can't keep doing origin stories, but they could do that forever.
Yeah, Black
They have
Panther
they have
proved
something
that
like-
they
How
can.
did Captain Marvel get the power to shoot light out of her hands? What is it? What does she do? Oh, an
It's-
engine.
She exploded an
Some kind
engine,
of
man.
engine.
Come on, the engine
Yeah.
exploded. What movie? Did you watch the movie?
Give me one actual conviction that she has. Something that she
An
cares
actual
about
conviction that she
other than her
has.
fucking pager.
I'm trying to think.
You don't have to. It's fine.
Bitch really likes flying. Big fan of the sky.
I would do it if I could.
That's a conviction she has. I
That's
feel more
fine.
I
comfortable
keep
in the
telling
sky.
you guys, she left to save the Skrulls. That's her
She,
conviction.
I mean, she did. She stopped genocide.
Because she was like, I'm not going to stay here. I know it's my home planet, but I'm going to go help.
Why?
Because she doesn't want them to get genocided. Wouldn't you do the same? If you had powers and you could stop a genocide, you would do it. I know you would, Dan. You're a great guy.
Yeah,
Probably.
fly him to the that.
But they're green, man. They probably smell weird.
What?
I'm not saying they
what a
don't.
Yeah, they're
Weird,
probably
actual
cold-blooded.
racist thing to say.
They're probably like reptilian a little bit.
That's sort of the idea. Well, anyway, I'm stoked. Oh, actual question.
Yeah.
Hey, question for Kevin Feige out there if you're not listening.
Hey,
We
Kev.
know you love the show.
So, Doctor Strange's blanket / cape is like a living thing. When he got snapped, both he and the cape disappeared.
Oh, did the cape disappear?
I'm almost positive it did.
I think it's
Really?
like it's tied to him.
I just
No, it's like the
but-
rug from Aladdin. He found it in a cave.
I thought it was its own thing.
I think they have a bond.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense that does the cape have a soul, and was also snapped? Because I thought it would have been kind of interesting where he got snapped and then
And the cape.
yeah, like
Didn't know what to
Aladdin.
do.
Yeah, a rug is like, oh, I miss you, master.
I actually would have to go back and watch that scene because I don't know.
I
I'm not
guess
sure.
it means the cape does have a soul.
I mean, if it died, yeah.
Yeah, real bummer. I mean, that also took out.
Or does it just become part of him when he wears it?
That's got to be
No,
its
it
own
doesn't.
thing.
I think it's its own thing. It was
Yeah.
in a case, a glass case.
Yeah.
And it picked him.
I mean, it also sort of saves him in the beginning of Infinity War. Like it gets out and kind of pulls. It's trying
know
to
what?
save him. Like it is like a living thing.
I really hope the cape saves the day.
The whole thing.
I wish in that final shot it was the cape walking down with the rest of the Avengers, and everyone's like, "Cape, Cape, Cape has more personality than Captain Marvel."
How
Cape.
much fighting do you think this movie's gonna have?
Way less, actually.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be nonstop.
Like
It's
they
gonna be
need to have
nonstop.
really,
Oh yeah. 100%.
but they can't win anything by fighting,
Who are they going to fight other than Thanos?
Scrolls.
We're gonna find out.
and he's real strong. Well, I guess he doesn't have the gauntlet. They could kill him, and it's not gonna fix anything.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I don't know who they'll fight. I plan on there being a lot of. I mean, like they're not going to get me to sit through a 3-hour movie of dialogue.
You think they're going to fight their own doubles when they time travel?
Sure.
Maybe.
Add that to the pile.
Beard Cap fights non-beard Cap, and
What probably
long-haired Thor and
what
whatever.
probably happens? It all builds up to, and it's a refresh. They get to retry the final fight,
That's what I think.
and so maybe it's just
Yeah.
some reused footage.
Maybe
Oh, no.
maybe that shot
Actually exists.
actually exists in
Oh,
Endgame.
Super Troll. That's great.
That would be pretty fucking cool, right?
I could see them redoing that fight.
If they
Man.
the shot right there, but instead, because I think you might be right. I think they retry that fight because now
You just
they're
gave
all.
me goosebumps.
I know.
Why don't they retry a different fight though? One where it's not the very end and the stakes are the top.
Well, but the stakes are. I think that's the point.
Like
though.
when the Hulk is fighting Thanos at the beginning, they could all pop in there and help out or something.
I don't know that it works that way, Dan.
Well,
How far back can they go? Can they just like punch him when he's a child? Go back to baby
Yeah.
Thanos
this
and
isn't
punch him in
Hitler
the
we're
face?
talking about here.
Wait,
Can't just
But that's the
time
problem
travel.
with time travel movies, man. You could always have just gone back a little bit further and like
I mean, they just have to
stepped on
have
him.
really set rules.
Yeah.
that was the more kind of interesting question. Is like they're all gearing up, like let's go fight Thanos. Thanos will be like, I'm done. I did my thing.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
need to fight you.
He might
me.
even die and not care.
That-
And he's effectively peaceful now. He's retired.
That's
right.
He's on a farm. You're like, what are you going to beat up this old man on his farm?
Yeah,
I think that's
just making corn.
Somebody they might actually kill him, but he might just give in. He might just be
I
like,
can't
yeah.
imagine
At that
him
point, that
fighting
sort of
them.
makes.
Well,
Why?
Yeah,
I can't
he has
imagine-
no reason to fight back.
He's actually
What are they going to get from him?
he's not an aggressive character in the movies. He's actually not aggressive.
Yeah.
Like he does things that are super shitty, but he's like always kind of somber about it.
Yeah.
He's not like, all right, you come to my farm, I'll beat you up, unless
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like maybe is really sensitive about his corn. I don't know.
Get off my land.
My space corn. Get away from my copter.
Pulls out a shotgun.
I actually couldn't see like Cap killing him. Like, don't you think Cap would go all that way and then decide to not kill him
Yeah.
and spare him?
No,
Is
that
it
would be
Captain
it'd be like
America?
Superman killing someone.
Yep.
It just wouldn't make sense.
But it happened.
I know.
There is development, I guess. That is interesting
Yeah.
character development.
I can't see Cap doing that.
Is Wu still around?
Wong.
Damn.
Jeez, guys. I'm telling you.
He will be the only one who dies.
Are all of his generals dead?
Who?
Oh,
the Thanos
Thanos?
generals?
I think they killed almost all of them.
Did they?
No, they're all dead.
They kill all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, Ronan showed up in Captain Marvel, and that was weird.
Oh.
I was like, why did
oh,
you?
that Ronan.
Why did you do that?
That was weird. We don't need to talk about that movie, but I guess
We have been.
We already did, yeah.
yeah.
We
I
already
mean,
did.
I didn't do it with you guys, and I'm glad for it because I would.
Adam didn't like it.
I didn't like it that much.
I
either.
didn't like it. I didn't
That
hate
was
it.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just felt nothing.
Same.
Yeah. That was the problem is that there was not much to feel.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no stakes.
Yeah.
It literally means nothing.
Yeah.
It's just anyway.
Which is-
I'm
Lee
not talking
Pace
about that
in there,
movie.
Anyway, I like Lee Pace.
I love Lee Pace.
He looks like shit without his eye makeup.
Yeah.
Give him some nice fecal matter or whatever he puts on his face.
When do tickets go on sale? What the fuck? I want to buy tickets for this fucking
I am
film.
really
So
curious
why are
about
you
how
mad
much
at
combat
me?
there will be, or who they're going to fight.
Who are they going to fight? There's no one to fight.
The less they show, the better.
Yeah,
And
I'm
the
glad-
less
I'm glad about that.
jackasses like us
I just
keep
can't
talking
even
about
guess.
it, the better.
No, I really do respect throwing a trailer out there and not having anything in it, really.
I mean, they don't.
It's
Yeah,
so
they don't
ballsy.
need to. We're gonna fucking see it anyway.
Yep, everybody's going to see it.
It should just say, it should just be the title, and it should just been pre-order now. You're gonna
Yeah.
do it.
You're going to do it.
Gonna-
You
you're
little
gonna just
bitch.
You're gonna fucking
Why
do
don't you
it.
just buy 10
Suck my
tickets?
dick.
You're such a
Pussy.
slut for this stuff.
You're not going
You'll-
to buy 20.
I don't have to take you out to dinner. You'll just do it. You'll do anything.
You're like, you're right, Russo Brothers. Just take it.
And they're like, we're cool. It's fine. We
Take
go
my
to,
credit
we
card.
go to Game Awards and stuff. We're neat.
We
Anyway,
got like a month. That's pretty cool.
I know, I can't wait.
Well, now's that time of year where they when they do that thing in the movie theaters, like we're gonna marathon it. You buy one movie ticket, you watch
Oh,
them all, you
God.
wear a diaper, and
You have to be there for 3 or 4 days.
yeah.
Banner's basically not in the trailer, right?
I don't think
So far,
anyone.
no.
Bruce Banner? I thought
Yeah.
he was, and then...
It's only a flashback when he.
Oh, it's
He's only in a
when he was the-
flashback.
he was
Yeah,
the man
I
who
mean
fell
that's
to
just him hiding. Them hiding.
Oh wait, no, he's in the. Sorry,
I thought he was in the lab.
he's in the lab.
Yeah.
In the first trailer, yeah, they're looking at all the missing photos.
They're scientists.
That as an actor, they're not looking at anything, but he's doing a great job
Pretending.
of making
Pretending
us
to look.
believe that there's a picture of Paul
Adam's
Rudd
explaining
there.
visual effects.
Thank
to
you.
I know.
I'm just saying, when Obi-Wan's
Tell me
looking
more.
at a tennis ball, he did a great job. Even though you could tell he's really confused because George just didn't care. I had a dream about George Lucas. You want to hear about it?
Yeah, please.
No, it's fine. Let's move on to the next subject.
Oh, we got an ad, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to have rad hair, cool haircut like Hawkeye, check out forhims.com. I'm in my mid-30s, and a lot of men my age have a problem. They are starting to lose their hair. A lot of heavy things like masculinity, attractiveness, and self-identity are tied to hair. I see my own hairline slowly creeping backwards, and it frightens me a bit. The thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it could be too late to do anything about it. It's far easier to keep the hair you have than to replace hair that's gone. Do you want your hairline to recede or a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to do something about it first? The solution to this problem is 4hims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. These are well-known, generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. This is not snake oil. These are not gas station pills or powders made from endangered animal horns. Why would you turn to weird solutions when you can turn to medicine and science? 4hims.com provides prescription solutions backed by science. Products are shipped directly to your door so you don't have to wrestle with the lines at your local pharmacy. I do recommend you speaking to your doctor first to make sure this will be healthy and safe for your specific body and health situation. Order now. Filmhouse listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. So go to 4hims.com/filmhouse. That's FORHIMS.com/FILMHAUS. 4hims.com/filmhouse. Check it out. And thanks again, 4hims, for bringing us here this week to talk about Avengers and now to talk about James Gunn. Last week we did a show where we talked a little bit about this, and people were all over us about not being on the breaking news, but we do record these episodes a couple days early.
Literally the biggest news to hit at the end of Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friday afternoon is a weird time to unleash news,
It
I
was
think.
weird.
But yeah, James Gunn has been rehired by Disney for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which
As a director.
as the director,
Yeah.
they were already going to use his script.
Yes.
So they say.
He just said it was so good.
Yeah, he's back, baby.
That's so weird.
Isn't it?
It is the weirdest thing. It's probably one of the weirdest moves that I've seen, because I followed up on that James Gunn story for a long time last year. I read all the articles. I read a bunch of Disney responses from Disney executives being like, "Yeah, you know what? We don't support people like that. When he tweets about weird stuff, even though it was 7 years ago, no, we're not going to do it. We don't tolerate that here."
I feel
at
like
Disney."
they got tricked.
Disney by the right-wing mob.
Yeah, they thought that it was like the left-wing mob that were mad, but it was really the right-wing mob.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, wait a minute."
I mean, I don't know that it matters to them which side it came from.
No,
but
I
the
think-
fact that it was bad
Well,
news,
they
they
just
wanted
want
to
money.
separate
I guess
from it.
Yeah.
saying it's right and left is the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah.
It was more that it came from trolls who didn't actually care.
No, it was a
And they figured
purposeful
that
hit
out.
job.
it was a hit job.
Yeah, but they didn't actually care about the tweets.
It was definitely like announced that it was payback for James Gunn kind of being a vocal critic of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think I read a bunch of stories about it recently too, about how like Batista was like, "I'm not coming back." Like
No.
he was like, "I'm not doing the film." He said that when it happened, but
He was very vocal for a guy who, like, I like him a lot. He's
too,
good
yeah.
in movies, but he's not like a huge Hollywood player.
Well, but
he
in
kind of
this-
went out on a limb.
but
if
in
you
this
ask me.
film, he's a huge star.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where maybe even behind closed doors, he was like, "No, I'm not coming back if you don't have him direct."
That's
And they can't make the movie without him. Like I feel like they can't make the movie without him.
without Drax.
Yeah, without Drax.
he is sort of the. I mean, the whole movies are all pretty comedic, but he's a big part of the. He's the straight
Yeah,
man,
you're right, he is.
Yeah.
but he's still the comedy relief. It's
He's
weird.
I'm like he's a huge part of the Marvel universe. But
He's so straight that it's funny.
oh
That's
no,
the
he's,
point.
he's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. No, he's amazing. But
What was the line like? That goes over your head. He's like, nothing goes over my head. I'm too fast. I can't catch it. They're just like, it's too perfect.
like
He still has a vow to kill Thanos, so
that's right.
he's
he
got to
does.
come back.
But he's
and kill
also
him.
dead.
He's dead. But I mean, like
Well, but
him.
there's a third movie, so.
I don't know if the other actors were also in that same boat. They didn't come out
Well,
and say it.
They
but
they all signed some sort of common petition. Like all the major cast came out and said you need to not use these 8-year-old tweets against him. He's not this person.
Yeah.
Though that was the time he was like coming from trauma, I guess, and he was trying to be shocking. It was
We've
it was all to get
seen-
attention before he was a huge player.
I mean, the tweets were terrible. But
Yeah.
yeah.
we know he didn't mean any of it. That's the thing.
well, they also
You'd
weren't.
have to
They
be an
weren't
idiot
funny.
to-
I don't know, whatever.
I mean, it was the same shitty jokes we make every once in a while, like making light of rape or sexual
Well, the
assault.
thing was, those things existed when he made Guardians 1 and 2 and was an EP on Avengers Infinity War. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Why
why didn't
now?
you have a problem then? Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
so strange.
It seemed very hypocritical in a weird way because it's like, I think everyone has shit in their past that they're either ashamed of. That includes Disney. Or like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
on
know.
the
If,
South.
They've done tons of racist shit.
Yeah, totally.
Disney's not the best company in the world.
I mean, granted, this is, everyone thought it was weird when they hired James Gunn. That was the other thing. That was really weird.
Tromeo and Juliet.
I mean, even Super. If you've seen that movie, Ellen Page rapes Rainn Wilson. Like
That's right.
there is a reverse. I mean, it's not reverse. It is just a rape scene, and it's like, I guess it's meant to be comedic or something or dark, but it's like and that was a superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was his version of it. It's like the indie movie, but it's a dark goddamn film, and they went him perfect. MCU Disney. Good
Yeah, but
stuff.
look how well he did, though.
That's the thing.
I
killed
think
it.
that was.
Yeah, he killed it.
I mean, I thought the same thing with Joss Whedon, where I'm like, this guy hasn't had a hit in 10 years, and they said,
Tall House?
I stand by what I said.
Exactly.
I mean, he made a bunch of stuff Bruce watched and said, come on, guys, you got to check it out.
Serenity. Guys.
That's actually really
Serenity
good.
is really good.
I know, but he didn't have a hit.
Did you watch a lot of Buffy, Bruce?
I watched all of Buffy.
Buffy's also fantastic.
Yeah. But I mean, Buffy was his
What are you, a
big
girl? Sorry.
hit, right? I mean, Firefly was canceled. Serenity didn't make its money back.
Dollhouse was canceled.
Like
You're right.
It took them Disney to go, well, this guy's had a bunch of flops, but we trust him with the biggest Marvel movie we've made.
Yeah, I
which
wonder how
was
those
Avengers.
choices get made. I think it's the tone that they're after.
Well, I mean, like Joss Whedon, not to talk about Joss Whedon too long, but he established himself as somebody who knows how to work with ensembles. And that's why that worked. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
true.
I knew that movie was I walked into that
Firefly
movie.
is a very good indication.
I
that
walked
you
into that
can
movie
do
knowing it
Avengers.
was going to work because he knew how to do that. He knew Buffy, Dollhouse was another one I know nobody watched, but I did.
I watched it.
But then
and
the
Firefly,
follow-up was James Gunn, man who made Slither, is making a movie
movie.
about a raccoon and a talking tree. And everyone went,
What? Yeah.
this sounds like... And you
They
look
couldn't really be surprised by the fact that he'd done inappropriate shit because they had seen the other shit that he had made.
Yes.
it was just odd. It was odd behavior on everyone's side. First of all,
Again, I think they got tricked. I think they just didn't realize that it was trolls who were trying to take him down, and they thought that
I
people
think
really
they
cared about it.
knew. I think they planned to fire him and rehire him from the point that they fired him, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
maybe.
because it was a
Interesting.
business move. It's like, all right, we got to separate ourselves from this guy and this bad news story where people think we're, anti-American.
Oh.
And then they even said recently when they announced that they rehired him, they said this decision was made months ago.
Oh, really?
So he was fired last July. If this decision was made months ago, it was only a couple of months after firing him that they decided to rehire him.
So they were just trying to distance themselves from
Yeah.
that tweet storm, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sure some PR person decided what they were going to do.
I mean, it probably would have hurt stocks.
Yeah,
That's how these companies make all that.
it was happening during the Fox merger.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think Guardians 3 is supposedly one of the benchmarks for what will be, is it phase 3?
I thought it was
Four.
Phase 4, where it's going to go more cosmic. They're going to start introducing different weird characters. And this will be the grounding point of a lot of those new characters, I think.
Yeah. He is, along with Jon Favreau, still one of the executive producers of this whole franchise thing.
Yeah.
This,
So is he still doing Suicide Squad?
Yes.
He is.
He's doing both.
As a matter of fact, it's called The Suicide Squad, not
Oh.
Suicide Squad 2.
Okay.
The Suicide Squad, which is a complete reboot. Is
Wow.
supposed to be filmed and shot before they even start shooting.
Wait, a reboot
Guardians
of the
3.
other movie?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know, man.
It's not like they
It's
could patch that
stupid.
shit up. It was terrible.
there's no. You might as well just go.
I walked out.
It was a bad dream that Killer Croc had.
Yeah.
He's watching bees.
No, Slipknot wakes up.
None of this.
And then his head explodes again.
It takes place in that second between when he's flying up
Yeah.
and before his
You
head
go into his
explodes.
head and he goes, "This is what could happen," and then he wakes up and then his head explodes.
So no more Will Smith, right?
Yeah, and then they come back out of that dream. And then
Will Smith was the only character I liked.
Yeah.
he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot last week. But yeah, it is interesting that he went to the competition. They're making this movie and then coming back for Guardians 3, which means this movie, Guardians 3, it's got to be 4 years out, at least, is my guess.
Definitely delayed things, but
Um,
you know who wins though, Dan?
Us?
We, the audience.
We do.
Unless they
And
suck.
James Gunn.
Oh.
Oh, James Gunn definitely won out. Yeah, I know. He just made a bunch of money.
Well,
He has made millions.
He's good.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out for him.
He took, I think, the right route in that he apologized for his bad joke
Before it
tweets.
even happened.
Yeah, and continued to apologize and didn't like lash out. He didn't like go on like anti-Disney or Marvel tirades and like he played it like a respectable adult.
Yeah, he's wizened up, I think. But that's the sort of thing too when you're a public figure in any way. I don't know who it helps when you let your political bias one way or the other, but if you let it out into the shitstorm that is known as Twitter, I don't know. You're free to do that. I don't begrudge anyone for doing it, but it's just, I feel like there's only bad things can come from it. I don't know if anyone ever goes, we need to hire that guy. He has political leanings this way or that. And I know some people just got to get it out there.
That's a detriment. Probably
I don't
to being
know
hired.
about that one.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with that. But
I'm not saying you have to agree with it. I'm just saying I've only seen it hurt people, and it sort of attracts a certain attention that you probably don't want.
Well, and I'll give you one example who didn't get hired by a company, but started off for himself and became pretty large. Is Colin from Kind of Funny.
Sure.
When he established himself as I am this person that thinks this way.
It's fine.
That became his thing.
You're right. That's how he made all his money.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's what happened.
I'm saying if James Gunn wants to make Guardians of the Galaxy by himself and buy the rights to it and all that stuff,
absolutely.
and go
You gotta work
solo
with a bunch of people,
and have a bunch of people fund it independently, sure, but that's a really hard route to go.
Totally.
It's not a route I ever want to. I'm saying in the history of things, it's sort of like you're just opening yourself up to attack and go, what are you going to do? It's like he got fired.
I mean, people get just as criticized for being apolitical, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a totally separate conversation.
But I mean, that is sort of the crux of this whole thing. This is why James Gunn got fired, was because it wasn't because of his pedo tweets and all these other things. It was because he was attacking someone that another group didn't want him attacking, and I don't know what his ultimate goal was with that. Like I said, you are free to do that. I think that is
to raise awareness. Like he's trying to raise awareness of the fact that Trump is bad, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Which he felt was a good thing to do.
Which he felt was a good thing to do.
I just hate it. Like the fact that social media has that much power and people are manipulating. Like
absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And yeah, maybe I'm fucking useless and because I'm not jumping in one way or the other. In fact, I'm trying to distance myself from social media as much as possible because I feel like it's mentally messing me up.
It's taxing, I think.
Yeah, it's just hard to keep up with. It's sort of like, and then to just double down and engage and just let that encompass your life. When it's like, if his goal in life was like, I want to make movies to entertain people. That's what I want to do. And it's like, then focus on that, man. Yeah. You're not going to be the hero who takes down the villain that you think what you're doing. Like with like snarky tweet, like
I got
cool.
Trump. I impeached him or whatever.
I'm just like nothing was gained from this entire situation, other than DC got Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
I was going to say, James Gunn got the Suicide Squad. He gained something.
No,
that actually, to get back on track, gives me hope. Maybe that movie will actually be good.
Maybe.
I love DC. I really do. They're all terrible.
You love DC?
I do.
Explain.
Oh, I love DC.
It's mostly Batman, but I love DC. Not the films.
Hold on, mostly Batman.
Yeah, that's all they've got.
What,
I know, but all the other movies that came out, not Batman.
I'm not talking about movies.
I speak Alana.
Oh,
yes.
okay, all right.
DC as a
property.
Yes.
Yes.
Not the movies.
Yeah, not the movies.
Got
so
it.
like my thing is maybe those movies can actually also get good now.
I think they can. I'm actually looking forward to Shazam.
Shazam's supposed to be pretty
I know
good.
nothing about him.
That
I don't
helps.
know.
Yeah.
I think the tone looks fun.
Make
Make him less dour.
Was there a follow up to the story about Ben Affleck being in Justice League 2 but not being in The Batman?
I think he's out.
Well, he's out entirely.
He's out completely.
Is he?
Okay.
I thought there was an update on that like a couple of days ago.
Well,
But he's back
the
in.
update I heard was that the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman movie,
Yeah.
is supposed to be shooting next year.
But it's not Ben Affleck.
No, they're casting someone else.
Armie Hammer?
Sure.
Ooh.
Just give me one person at DC who has a vision. That's all.
And
James
the vision
Gunn.
can't be
Zack Snyder.
compete with Marvel.
Yeah.
Like
No.
my biggest criticism of their movies is that they keep trying to
Yep.
bypass
Yeah.
all of the build up to everything and just go straight to Infinity War. You're like, you gotta see.
There's
It takes
20
10 years.
movies
You gotta
there.
fucking slow down.
Well, it goes up and down, right? Where there's like they're doing this standalone Joker movie where that's just sort of like, yeah, go ahead and do that. But
I'm looking forward to that.
But then they're trying to squeeze everything into this Justice League thing that's not working. I just want someone there because I'm with Alana. Like DC's got a lot of good stuff.
They could just make random fun movies. They
Yeah.
don't need to have this march towards one.
They're not marching
dark side
towards it
fight.
is the thing. They just keep being like, it's the end of the world. I'm like, your first movie can't be that. Just fucking slow down.
Yeah, it's not everything has to be at stake.
No.
And
We're having this conversation about Halo.
Yeah.
It's like they built up and it was slow, and then 4 was like end of the world, and 5 was end of the world again. You're like, can we just like take the stakes back?
I mean, one was sort of like it's a small story, but it could mean the end of the world
could.
if we just stop this one thing.
Yeah.
But no one else in the universe knows about this. Justice League immediately they're like, "Hi, I'm Batman. I'm here to stop the end of the world." Damn it.
All right.
Hello, I'm Aquaman. I'm here to stop the end of the world.
Cool.
Like, hey, how you doing? I'm Wonder Woman. I'm going to stop the end of the world. we get it.
Pipe down.
Yeah, that would be really nice, and maybe James Gunn eventually is the guy who goes.
Them hiring him is a step in the right direction.
He's like, here are all the cool, weird characters you have. It's like, did you know you have a character named Booster Gold? They're gonna like, who is he? Like, you
What?
You own him.
But so here's the question: does James Gunn go back and make the Suicide Squad 2, or does he give up on Warner stuff
Depends who pays him
altogether?
more. It's probably going to be Disney and Warner Brothers
I don't know enough
fighting
about him to
give
guess.
him a higher position. They're like,
I'm
"Do you
surprised
want-"
there's not like exclusivity contracts there.
I imagine that Disney's like, okay, yeah, make the Suicide Squad.
They're just
Have
laughing.
fun, idiot.
Well, no, they fired him. They were like,
That's
okay, you're
true.
gone, and he's like, all right,
Contract's done, yeah.
I'll go do something else then.
Maybe there was that story where he had like one last meeting. He's like, hope it goes well. And I'm guessing in that meeting they're like, there's a big merger going on right now. Your tweets were dumb.
Well, then he was probably like, all right, well, I'm going to take the Suicide Squad.
I actually
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Well-
surprised if on the down low someone was like, we'll get you back. It's just not right now.
I believe that's what happened.
Please wait
honestly.
for this merger to end.
And probably what he said was, well, I still got to take the Suicide Squad because they're offering me money.
I'm
Shark King.
unemployed right
This is
now.
not- I don't have a job, yeah. So I got to take it. And
I
they're
only
like,
have $5 million in my bank account.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
how I'm going to survive.
that
so-
makes sense.
So that Disney Fox merger just happened. I think that's a pretty big deal.
it is
Yeah.
official as of yesterday.
$71.3 billion
Man.
is an absurd amount of money. But that brings characters like the X-Men, including Deadpool and whatever the X-Force was going to be, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom. 10,000 characters now, people estimate, are now at the will of Marvel to make movies for the rest of time.
Yeah.
That's phase 4, boys.
Get characters like Yeti. Wait, I think that's a character.
I'm sure it is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Buckshot.
You just say any word and it's a
Yeah.
Marvel character.
Ground.
Yeah. It is, so the sad thing is,
Old carpet.
old carpet man. People are estimating 4,000 to 10,000 people are going to lose their jobs as a part of this
Holy
merger.
shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
10 was on the high end.
Why so many people are losing their jobs?
4 is probably closer to the number, but yeah, that's a lot of people.
Redundancies.
Redundancy.
Yep.
So,
Man.
They're like, my job is to make X-Men good. And he goes, really? Because they're bringing me in to make X-Men good.
I mean, I imagine,
They stare at each other.
I imagine they'll just have that lie dormant for a while.
X-Men?
Like some of those properties, yeah, they'll just be like, we can wait.
I guess that to a point, they cannot make as many movies now that they have the X-Men or whatever. They can't make 8 or 10 superhero movies a year because I think that would oversaturate their own market. Like
Probably.
they'd be undercutting their own films. So even though it's cool that all these characters are in one place, we're going to get way less superhero movies.
Which is
I
good.
just-
I think it's
I
good.
thought
Wait,
part of what
less?
made this merger take so long is that actually I think it was more on the media side, but that Disney has such a monopoly, and that's the only part of this that I really don't like.
It's so
is
scary.
that like they fully control
Yeah.
most of the movies that we're watching, the ones that make the most money, and now it's even more of it, and that
was
makes
what,
me uncomfortable.
7 of the top 10 movies last year were all Disney.
Yeah, like
and
shaping
they have
culture.
even more this year.
It's a lot of power.
That's
Yeah.
the
one
thing.
monolith showing you entertainment.
And telling you what to enjoy and what's funny, and like even their morals are all coming from Disney, and we're just like, yes, more of it. You're like, oh, what if there was variety?
Oh no, we
yikes.
voted against that.
They
with
do
our
make them
wallets.
best
Yeah, I
though.
was
I
gonna say,
know
I mean,
they
like,
make
you-
them best, but
Yeah.
But you can also you can just say no, Alana.
yeah,
You
but
just- you
no,
don't
but I
have to go
can't.
anymore.
I can, but I can't stop Disney from controlling culture.
I mean, everybody can by just not going. Like you could just be like, all right, well, if it's Disney, I'm not going.
They
They're too
just
good at marketing.
they have a brand that
It's true.
is
They know how to make things.
yeah.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, we
This
know
is-
there's no
it's a
way we can
hugely
stop this.
huge conflict.
It's done.
Yeah. It'd be weird. It'd be like if Funhaus is getting larger as a channel, and everyone's like, no, don't let them take over. I'm like, but we make good videos. I don't know.
Arguably,
Well, no, I'm not saying now. I'm just saying in the future, if our videos are better and like we're blowing up,
sure.
and everyone's like, don't let them take over. I'm like, but if the content's good, why not?
Yeah,
You know? I don't know. Put
Because-
yourself in their position.
Can you trust them?
just monopolies scammy, basically.
Oh, they're
Oh,
totally
sure.
it's
scary.
just bad for business.
Because they also have Alien now as
and
well.
Avatar.
And
Don't forget about the 7 Avatar
I
movies.
prefer to forget about those actually.
But I guess to that point though, when
Aliens.
was the last time you saw a good Alien movie?
It's true, and I fucking love Alien.
did-
So it's like, sure, they'll make them better.
Did it take until Iron Man, which I guess wasn't Disney? Disney's first official one technically was the Avengers, but
True.
yeah, but at least Disney said, I think it was after Iron Man, they're like, oh, we should buy this thing. We have so much money. People keep buying those park hoppers.
That's another thing. It's like Disney
$200.
tickets and stuff. They're like, they're 350. Everybody's whining about how much they are. And then they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Don't
people who
go.
go multiple times a year. It's wild.
Just don't go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty sure you're going straight to Star Wars land, and you know it.
I'm
Is
not
that
the
in
one
May?
saying don't.
You were just saying it.
No, I'm saying like if
people
you're
who
complaining,
complain,
just don't do
just
it.
don't do it.
Yeah, like just stay away from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. In the near future, there won't be any non-Disney films released.
That
in
is
theaters.
not true, and you know it's not.
That's not possible. And like I said, a big part of what made the deal take so long was that there are monopoly rules. Like you can only have a certain share of every market, so they had to make sure that Disney didn't have too much of the entertainment market, which I really appreciate about US law. Like I think that that's very important that they did that.
so what are they at? Like 49.99999%.
It's a lot. It's a fucking lot.
I think it was Lawrence that said at lunch they own 20% of film,
Yeah.
like all film.
And there's more content being made today than the history of anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's a little crazy. There's more TV shows being made. There's more movies. There's more cable, more news. It is information overload, and that's Disney's whole MO, right?
Yep.
They don't want to compete. They just want to dominate. They're like, yeah, we just buy it until we own it.
Remember, guys, if you don't like Disney or anything else that they don't watch it.
But I need to know how.
Pay for it, don't watch it, don't go.
But how Nick Fury loses his eye, I need to find out.
No, you don't. You don't need to.
You might be
That's
disappointed
the
in
thing.
the
It's
answer.
like
Find
I
out.
do like Disney and I enjoy watching these films. I'm just torn because they have so much fucking power over everyone. And it's like, oh god,
They have a
just
I don't-
stresses
and they
me
have an
out.
allure that's like, even when you go to Disneyland, it's like, this feels quality, this feels good,
Mm-hmm.
which somehow Minions Land is just lacking. It's
garbage,
and Shrek just feels sort of like an
bold.
imitation
Yeah.
of such a thing. Maybe it's the Smash Mouth soundtrack, I don't know. But there's just something that like Disney is able to capture, this thing that feels universal yet wholesome in a good way, except when it's Song of the South. I don't know. They seem in just like they're unkillable at this point.
Well, but I think a lot of that is from acquiring things. There was a time not too long ago where they seemed almost creatively bankrupt.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Pixar was
like the big-
first company they acquired that was making good movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to
right.
go ahead and
Who
say
do they publicly trade as? I think it's Buena Vista. Is their like
No, it's. I mean, well,
publicly trading name?
Disney's-
Unless they changed it.
Disney's their. It's like DIS is their stock.
Is it?
Yeah.
They also bought Go.com for like a lot of money back in the 90s.
What does that do?
Nothing. It fucks up their entire web system because everything's Disney.go.com.
Oh God.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have that streaming service soon.
Yeah, it's called.
Yeah,
Disney Plus is going to take over.
Don't buy it, Alana. Don't do it.
It's not me though. It's everyone that I'm worried about. It's me being worried about
You're everyone.
society.
Hey guys, if you don't want it, don't buy it. But remember,
But
don't buy it.
everyone wants it
Yeah.
first. That's
All right.
the problem.
Yeah. Do you want, hey, parents out there, do you want your kids to hate you? Don't get Disney Plus. They'll run away early and they'll.
It's like
find
if
someone
EA
else
was the only one who made video games. And everyone was like, well, but they make good video
But they're
games.
not the only ones.
Exactly.
That's not true.
There will always be competition, but to your point, it's going to be overshadowed by these behemoths that we have to deal with.
Behemoth?
Disney's just
Well, and
so
then-
fucking good.
And then I guess sort of the worry too is like we're running out of original ideas. I'm going to go ahead and say, when you're saying Disney's creatively bankrupt, I'm going to go ahead and say the
Word.
Aladdin remake is, and all these live action remakes sort of further proves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've been sort of out of
Well,
original good ideas for
well,
a while.
Other ones.
They bought their
Exactly.
way into world dominance here.
Yes.
Yeah,
essentially.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it so much.
I mean, they even started
Don't go see it, Alana.
they even started their business
Capitalism
with
stresses
ideas they
me
didn't
out.
create.
Yeah.
And
Don't go see it.
yeah, I mean, they had a cool stint in the 90s with a lot of these like original animated films. Even those were based on other things, but like, hey, some good musicals, and they're getting back into that. Now there's people making stuff that were inspired by those things that they saw in the 90s, and
Like
it's sort of
Moana and stuff.
exactly. So it's like there's some good stuff there, but I guess that's sort of the worry is like, what if you as a creative person, anyone out there, not one of us, God no, but I'm saying you come up with an idea that it's just happens to be a little similar to something Disney already owns, and they go, we love your idea, you have to make it through us.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, I can't. They go, well, we're going to make it anyway. So it's like they could just buy all the ideas. I guess that's the worry.
Yeah,
but
that is scary.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
super scary.
I don't know. It won't happen. But I'm just saying
No, it
that's the worst case scenario.
Like Bruce
Thankfully,
says,
it's
just
illegal.
just vote with your money.
But with
Don't
your
go.
wallet,
I did, and I
Don't
gave
go.
Captain Marvel $20 or
that was
whatever.
your fault.
Yep.
I needed to know what happened to the eyeball.
Okay, well then you got it.
I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't satisfied. I just want her to care about something. That's all.
Oh,
Just something.
Wow.
she cares about scrolls.
Cares about
Does she?
She
She
does.
just met him.
She went-
She
she
met him
went-
in like the span of a day.
She went to find him a home planet.
You know what? I find Ben Mendelsohn very charming too. I would probably follow him off into space
There you go.
as well.
I cared
Yeah.
more about the man in the green makeup than I did about the girl with the flying powers.
Actually, same. Then it wasn't just his accent.
Oh, his
Oh, yeah,
Australian accent.
Australian.
Is he Australian?
Yeah.
It's Australian, but it's lispy. So it's like, come on, Captain Marvel, we have to get out of
I
here.
don't think he sounded like that.
It sounds like this.
I don't think he sounded
And he
at
goes,
all
that
like
cat's
that.
bad.
I don't think he sounded like that.
There's a platypus.
And he goes, listen, Bane, I'm Daggett. I'm the big guy. You listen to me.
don't
Sounds like
think-
Donald Duck. Sorry,
So you're
Gaffer
just
Duck.
doing an American accent with the list.
He was doing an
It's
American
really hard
accent.
to do an Australian accent with a lisp. Sorry, Alana.
It's hard to do an
We-
Australian accent with the lisp.
Just come
Hey.
here.
She's Australian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just come help us finish the Death Star.
All right. Thanks for coming around, you guys. We'll be back next week with some more Film House. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dan's so disappointed. It's the last season. Show an erect cock.
That's fair.
Just do it.
That's fair.
They can do whatever they want.
Hasn't been done, as far as I know, in any other HBO show.
Spartacus had a really good ending. I recently finished all of Spartacus.
Did it have
and
an
the
erect
ending
cock?
of that show? It has cock,
I know, but
but
isn't
not in the final episode, I don't think.
needs to be erect.